So this is a warm-up for someone who has a wide infrasternal angle, and these people, you are going to coach a forceful exhale through the mouth, but you still want to make sure it's full, and it's still a silent breath in. So it's in through the nose, forceful exhale through the mouth. I will tell clients to pretend they have a straw. These people really struggle with a forceful exhale, so they'll, even though you cue them to forcefully exhale, they'll go like that. So pretend there's a straw in your mouth. Pretend you're trying to get a spitball all the way to the ceiling. Yell at them, try to get air all the way to the other side of the room or all the way up towards the ceiling. What I will sometimes do with these people is introduce a balloon just so they get the idea of what I want by forceful. Even if they suck at blowing up the balloon, then I'll take the balloon away, and that seems to really help with the forceful exhalation. So pullover breathing is the first one. If you have a client that's super stiff with a wide infrasternal angle, definitely add some weight to get those ribs moving. If you have someone with a wide infrasternal angle who is extremely weak and deconditioned and new and maybe they have shoulder pain, with these people, I will have them still lay with their arms over their head, but it's just gonna be resting on the ground. So they're still getting that pec stretch and lats as they exhale, but they're not holding a heavy weight, or they just do pullover with no weight. So with this, you want either a ledge, like a stool, or a wall. I prefer a stool or a wall with a ledge, because if it's just a wall, clients tend to push the wall away from them, and that gives them quads, hip flexors, and no hamstrings. So less cueing for you if you use a stool or a bench. So first thing, you are going to cue the tuck. Cue them to drag their feet straight down as they slightly scoop up their pelvis. You don't want them to come all the way up. And you also want soft abs, soft belly. You don't want rectus working here. You want hamstrings to do the scooping up. From there, I'm gonna be reaching where my fingers are pointing. You're gonna cue the client to breathe in through their nose, forcefully exhale through their mouth as they reach the weight over their head. This can be plenty for someone in the beginning, and eventually you're gonna start working your way down as long as the ribs don't start flaring and the back starts coming off the ground. Person who doesn't use weight, arms overhead here. Maybe they're being pulled by a cable or a band, or just pull over with no weight, and you can work up with weight later on. From there, you're gonna go on all fours. I like this exercise against the wall, or putting the heels against the wall, so pretend a wall is right here. You're gonna cue the client to get on all fours. Heels go against the wall. If you don't lose the heel contact, they tend not to lose the tuck, so less cueing for you. You're gonna cue them to slightly tuck their pelvis, then they walk their hands over their head. Depending on the client, you can go all the way overhead or right about here, as long as it's above their eyes. In through the nose. Full breath out, forceful exhale. About 3 to 5 breaths. Then you can take the client to half kneeling. We're gonna do a half kneeling kettlebell halo to get some external obliques as they're bringing the kettlebell around. So perfect half kneeling first. Get the pelvis right underneath the knee. Make sure they can feel their whole foot in front and that they're not shoving forward. Cue them to get nice and tall, then get the ribs, or forceful exhale. When I cue ribs down with my clients, is because I've already trained them to fully exhale when I say that. So it's not just this, it's not just getting the ribs down, it's getting them down with a full exhale without hunching over. So half kneeling first, exhale, then kettlebell goes around the head, and cue them to maintain this nice and still without arching their back. 3 to 5 on each side, and then switch legs. After that, we are going to move on to what we got from Zach Couples, a safe squat. I'm going to pull this here. You can also do this with a barbell, set a barbell, but you can have clients do this at home. You're going to get a ball between the knees. You are going to set yourself with feet straight ahead, hip width apart. Step 1 is pushing your butt back. From there, nice stretch through the lats. You're going to shoot the knees forward as far as the client can go. Crush the ball between the knees and same breathing sequence. In through the nose. Forceful exhale through the mouth. About 3 to 5 breaths. After that, reverse lunge with arms overhead. That way they can get the same external obliques. So cue them to exhale fully. Rotate. Come back up. And that is a warm-up activity that you can do for someone who has a wide infrasternal angle.